Now, after loft hatch installation, I'm going to install the rest of the buttons across the ceiling to take our new plasterboard. So I have to find the existing joisting, and you see I've done some test holes across the ceiling and mark up the joisting positions, and you can see them there, one there, one there, one there, and so on. And forgot to say, when you do any demolition or drilling in 1960s properties, bungalows or houses, all wear protective equipment. Number one reason is they had a certain amount of asbestos adding to plasterboard. It's not a lot, but there is a little bit. And also this coating on top of or underside, called Artex, stands for asbestos textured coating. That's a short, that's why it's called Artex. It's nothing to do with art, it's to do with asbestos. So it's not banned for you to remove it or to deal with it. It's very low amount of asbestos in, but there still is. So wear a decent mask. Always. Keep the windows open. See? Window open, front door open, back door open, the other windows are open. It's very drafty in here. And wear the mask. After you finish drilling, when it settles down a little bit, take the mask off. And as you build up some rubbish on the floor, mask on, clear it up, sweep it up, bag it up. Okay? Look after yourself, guys. Look after yourself. It's nothing to do to be cool or not to be cool. It's wearing the mask for your own protection, for the sake of your children and hopefully one day grandchildren, so they can see you. Okay? Now, once we have all our joisting marked up on the ceiling, I'm going to cut buttons to go across perpendicular with joisting and then fit it on. Here we are, our buttons are fixed across the ceiling to accommodate fixtures for our new plasterboard. Now, looking here, now you can see why I set down this hatch. It's actually so you can accommodate the thickness of the plasterboard to be butted in and finished flush with this edge of the hatch. All I have to do now is just carry on, do that ceiling, that one there, and the other ones. Another little surprise on 1960s. I'm taking the coving out so I can run the buttons on the ceiling for new plasterboard, and this plaster is falling down. And also entire plaster underneath here is falling down. And I took this section of plasterboard down. It's just, the beam is up there, it's all hollow, no insulation, nothing. So we got a bit of asbestos board out there on outside, which is inside there. That's roof felt. So all this, it's not insulated. By today's standards, it is ridiculous. So, take all this lining under off, and it's another job I'm gonna treat these timbers and insulate as well. Great. Again, wear some kind of face masks and protection all the time. Dust is bad for you. 0 calories, but bad. Also in the last few evenings, I popped in and I chased up for some electrical points, sockets, telephone point, stuff for the bathroom. So just to give a bit of head start from my friend electrician, so he can have a, so he doesn't have to do dirty work basically. I'll do dirty work for him, so he's not going to charge me a lot, or I don't have to do a lot back for him, put it that way. So yeah, I got loads of clearing up to do. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set all these floorboards, cut new floorboards, or see what I got out of old floorboards, set them all in the holes. I'm not gonna fix them down because Sparky will need probably a few of them up to run some cabling, but that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just put all the floors down, the bathroom floors, because there are no electrics going in that corner, I will fix down, but all these other floorboards around the kitchen, lounge, bedrooms, I'm just going to place them back down so I don't have open holes everywhere, and then do a good sweep up so everything is nice and tidy, and then I can finish buttoning of these ceilings. You got these 2 ceilings to finish buttoning. I've done all others other day, as you might remember, like all these together with the loft hatch. Yeah, so I got another bundle of button on top of the van. I'm going to finish these 2 here, and just generally just basically catch up with all the stages and processes of work, and then once it's all cleared up we can go on to next step. That probably will be fitting these 4x2s cross ceiling joists up in the loft. I'll have to run them across and screw them down to existing ceiling joists. And here we are. All the floors are patched in. We had a big mishmash here. It's all sorted. Down underneath that window. This was done before. I didn't fix any of these because the electrician will still need to get to underfloor. But that section there in the bathroom, that's done. I left that little piece there as an access hatch if I ever need to have access. That's going to be under the bath. Now is the time to put the rest of the ceiling buttons in them two rooms, and I would say then a good clear up. Now I have completed all the buttons. Now on all ceilings, floors have been patched in earlier. Now I'm going to set all them 4x2s up in the loft. It's time to go in the loft now. It's quite warm there, sunny day. Loads of insulation, so I'll have to wear mask. So I might sound a bit muffled. Now, joisting runs that way. It is some kind of 1960s early truss roof system. That's how they achieved this great span from back wall all the way to front wall, with all the joisting running that way. They're single length joists, same as on the other side, and they're all interlinked. They got purlins, binding beams, all sorts of things there. Now, by adding floor to the loft, obviously there's always chance you might put some extra load to that loft. So always is the best to set an extra 4x2 joist going across existing joisting, and then fix them down with nice big chunky screws on every intersection. So if you have on a plan, say that they're the outside walls or whatever load bearing walls, and you have your joisting going on every 400 centers or 16 inches or however like that, and you want to put some bolding up there, you can fit 4x2s on every 400 centers or 16 inches across, and you fix with chunky screw on every intersection in between all the way around. That makes that structure like a grill. So wherever you put pinpoint weight on that loft area, it spreads the weight across these across the flooring to these 4x2s, and then they spread evenly across the other ceiling 4x2s. That makes it actually stronger than having 8x2 joists. It's been proven before, and I remember back, say 20 years ago, something like that would have been possible for building regs as well. I'm not sure now, but back then it was definitely possible for building regs as a floor for additional room up in the loft. So 4x2 existing joists and then 4x2 across, and just bolt them together on every intersection, and you'll be absolutely fine. You'll have a really nice, strong loft. So that's why I wanted to explain this before I go up there, because when I put mask on, I will sound muffled. So see you up there. Right, now I'm up in the loft, that's round. Right. Right, I hope you can see how hot it's here, having all the sweat. It's not nice, but it has to be done. This is what I did. I put extra 4x2s that way, and over there around the loft hatch, and here up to the gable. And I ran out of screws. I was using 200mm long screws, 8 inches, to pick up all the way from top 4x2 all the way down to the bottom. And I ran out. I'll need another, what is that going to be? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, about 15 screws I'm short. Typical. That over there, it's all fixed. Once I secure all this, I'll have to run some cabling for it. Well, once all this is fixed, and I'll have to spray with some wood treatment, because I don't think they used treated timber back in 60s. So there will be another few hot days for me. I'll have to move that insulation and just spray all the timbers up. I'll probably do that after the electrician's been, so he doesn't complain on smells from wood treatment. Yeah, so we'll go now for next step. I need to get some more screws for tomorrow. I think I had enough for today. Some more screws for tomorrow and finish this off for tomorrow. Right, bit more on structural side. As I mentioned earlier, we got them two struts over there that coming down to the binder. Same over here, we got these struts coming down to the nearby binder. But this middle section here had a chimney and a water tank and all that, and they don't have these big A-frame things. They just have these little struts going down, and the weight transfers across down to this binder. But thing with that here is the binders sit on the wall below. And in one of the previous clips you might remember when I mentioned that the only bit of structural wall in the center of the house is that section there, because that is what is holding that section of the roof. You can see that strut goes on that 4x2, it goes down to that binder there, and that sits on that masonry. Same over there, that end sits on that corner. So that corner there is important, and this section here is important. And the rest of the ceilings are independent. So this partition wall here is just a separation wall, partition between two rooms. It's not load bearing. That always been as one single open ceiling. And the bungalow or house has been designed so this side here as well, it's fully open. Or it could be fully open. They're just separated into the bathroom, kitchen and the room. So that's a little, just a clarification on structurals here. Another evening after work, or afternoon, checking the gauge. This is now second day on. After we had that little drop, it's all good. It's all good. Spark has been here, done loads of bits and bobs. I think he's all done. He said he left me all nice and neat and clear. That's my fault probably, because I didn't chase up enough for him. Liking. Yeah, it's not as bad as Sparkies can leave sight. So now I'm going to, because I believe it's all done up in the loft, I'm going to treat this section of the loft on the left hand side with wood preservative. It's a Sovac by Sovereign, dual purpose, so it goes against all sorts of insects, boring beetles and mold and dry wet rot. So it just does it all. You have to be very careful with it. Don't get it on your skin, don't get it in your lungs. So decent respirator, and you have to just spray all the wood, move insulation around and spray the wood. And there you go. It's one loft boarded, insulated all the way up to that gable. So from where the chimney used to be in, from this purlin all the way to that gable, this middle section is treated, insulated and boarded. Now I can strip that insulation from the ends, treat that timber and then re-insulate, and then do the same on that side. And then I can treat the upper timbers and just retreat back. And also same story applies to that side of the loft, that half. So I've only done about quarter job now. I hate this. It's horrible. Now, loft sorted. The next step will be boarding up the ceilings, because all the installations like plumbing, electrics, road, first fix is done.